It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas ain't using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. They're controlling the youth, agenda of fusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beer, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. Hey, yeah, whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't, and I swear if you want, we can flow, coming ready for the smoke, murder she wrote, but I don't even dare, I got places to go, coming ready for the show, sacred the goat, we got royal affairs, we gon' win on the low, coming ready for the glow, you taking notes, have a seat, take a chair, you may think that we cold, coming ready for the snow, try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy, try to get away, but it's too deadly, gotta keep it sharp so we stay edgy, can I get ahead so we stay ready, coming at me, that's sad, that's joke, I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke, all that greed, but why you broke, when y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves, when I get paid, I gotta know, people to pay, places to go, watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like I don't ever sit back, I'ma go and get that, I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black, I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back, brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act, I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac, and you know I got green, now we bridging the gap, flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene, came up from the dirt, yeah I know my worth, no I will not sell, niggas gotta work, do not kiss and tell, no I do not serve, but I'll ride these waves, so get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves, when I get paid, I gotta know, people to pay, places to go, watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like whoa, I don't even feel like that, like whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa, coming at me like that, like check, 1, 2, ayy, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a hot king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your monsters just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I just don't let they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Abandon your post! Flee! Flee for your life!
Go to the fucking gym.
Swolenormous.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you beaches. Welcome to the show, fam. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. We are live on Rumble and YouTube, and of course, Apple Podcast and Spotify. Thank you so much for being here. Just getting the last couple things up on the show. All right, so let's get into today's episode. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we're going to jump right into today's episode. We still have a buy one, get one 50% off over on papaswolio.com. Check out Circle of Lift. Check out some flags. Check out some tapestries. We have amazing tapestries over there. That's right. In case you didn't know, we got buy one, get one free on tapestries. Don't miss out. Check it all out over at papaswolio.com. Lots of new merch. Plus, we have a new design that we dropped on Monday. We got two new designs. We have Save the BioTwat, which is an all-time design.
I gave it a,
You guys know we love our BioTwats. Make sure you support the BioTwat. Head on over there and rock the merch and let everyone know that you enjoy actual vagina. And of course, we have Swoler Vortex, which is another absolute instant classic. A lot of you are living through the polar vortex, but have you tried a Swoler Vortex? Let's put some gyms on stolen land. And if it's cold outside, well, it's warm inside the gym. Get a sweat on, make those gains, lift some heavy fucking weights. Go check out Swoler Vortex also over there at papaswolio.com. Let's get into that tip.
Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside.
All right, we got a merch pick finally. And this one is a little Vamos al Puto Gimnasio, a little VAPG. We have a selfie. We got a nice orange iPhone. We got a nice Vamos al Puto Gimnasio tank. We got a gym pic. We got proof of gym. We got a bunch of things all in one image. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you. I don't have a screen name here, but appreciate the shout out and the tags. Make sure when you get your merch in, rock it. Send us a picture of you rocking the merch in the wild. We love to see it. All right, let's get into some Swole Fam posts in the app. Join us over at Swolenormousx.com. Download the app and get access to the entire Swole Fam programs, master classes, hundreds of yoga classes, stream it to your TV, all the benefits of an awesome membership with the greatest fam in the realm. We got our first post from Loretta. Loretta says, "Hi, just a thought how many people out there are so disconnected with their 7 pillars. Nutrition is such an important aspect of our lives now. If we were still taking Advil or antacid medications, to deal with effects of processed food. My mother knew something was wrong for only 2 days, and she thought she had pulled a muscle exercising initially. She had emergency surgery last night for acute appendicitis and will be home soon. How many people feel like crap all the time because of shitty habits and would have ignored these symptoms and possibly died? Just another reason to get your shit together. Hashtag 7 pillars, nutrition and mindfulness." So glad to hear that your mom is doing okay. And this is what we always talk about. If you always feel like shit, you don't know what you're feeling. This is why when you have bloating, it could be any number of things. So it's important to figure out what's going on with your body. If you're consistent, if you're eating real foods and you're in touch with these types of cravings or impulses, right? We talk about electrolytes. If the electrolytes are tasting really salty, you have too much salt, you don't need that kind of sodium, your body is telling you. But most of the time, people are eating random shit. Anything that goes in your mouth is acceptable if you could chew it and swallow it. If you could chew it and swallow it, it's acceptable, you know? And just because it could fit in your mouth, just because you can chew it, just because you can digest it, perhaps, doesn't mean that you should be putting it in your mouth. Just because you could chew it and swallow it doesn't mean you should. That's good advice. So make sure that you are actually taking initiative with your health. Follow the 7 pillars, get ahead of these things, and figure out what your body is actually telling you. It's shocking how many people just want to eat whatever. And hey, there's a store. Oh, I smell that. Oh, I want that. Oh, that looks good. Let me put that in my body. Oh, that smells good. I have a craving. It's made that way. They pump all these fumes out of the vents so you get this craving. Ooh, I smell McDonald's. Ooh, I smell pizza. And it's just ultra processed garbage with vegetable and seed oils. And it's just nasty. It's there to get you, ooh, I taste that. Ooh, I crave that. Ooh, I want that. You give them money, you eat garbage, and then you move on with their day. They make money, you get your craving fixed, but then you have that craving again. You have that sugar crash, and you have that hunger when you're really thirsty, when you really want some actual nutrition, when you want to exercise, when you're chronically sleep deprived. All these other things are reasons why you have these cravings for garbage foods, not to mention the foods are actually designed that way to get you to compulsively eat them. They're not designed to be nutritious. They're not designed to even really taste good. They're designed to get you to buy them and want them again. You know, when you get hungry for steak, do you have a craving for steak? Probably not. You're actually just really hungry and you want nutrient-dense food. So steak is going to answer. Steak and eggs and real fucking food is going to answer that. Might be chicken, might be fish. Maybe it's fruit, maybe it's some vegetables, whatever it is. But if it's real food and you're cooking it yourself, you're putting in real ingredients and you're actually getting nutrition and you'll feel satisfied. And if you get proper sleep, you get proper hydration, you actually get full, you actually get satiated. And it's amazing how many people just don't, function on that. And it's crazy when people don't like the term food is fuel, but it is fuel. Food is fuel. It's always been fuel. And it doesn't mean that fuel can't taste good. It's supposed to taste good because that's your body giving you a sign. Hey, this is good. I want more of that. But it's actually supposed to be, it's tasting good for a reason because it's giving you fat. It's giving you protein. It's giving you salt. It's giving you carbs. It's giving you energy. But then of course, every single different type of, conglomeration of these different types of foods, they can hijack those mechanisms. They can hijack, they being big food companies and food scientists, which is actually a thing if you don't know. And you can actually hijack these cravings and these mechanisms where your body wants more of that food because you're giving it a sort of fat, but you're giving it ultra processed polyunsaturated fats rather than animal saturated fats and things like that. So they're able to play and prey on your impulses and your humanity. So you have to be very aware and be proactive. Follow the 7 pillars. Get yourself eating real foods. Pay attention to the signals your body is giving you. And just be a human again. Not too complicated. Papa Swoleo, Vasco from the app. Curious on your take on deload weeks. I've trained 4 to 5 weeks for 9 months at this point with no time off. Still progressing and no injuries. Are deloads necessary? Would they make a difference in muscle gains? Deload is only relative to what you're actually loading. Deload doesn't really mean what it means. So no, they're not necessary. A deload meaning you go lighter, but you only have to go lighter if you are overdoing it. So if you're overdoing it, the question and the goal is to not overdo it, to give yourself ample recovery during your actual programming. The reason why you have these deloads and stuff like that is because people do, this kind of came from, in my opinion, people just naturally overdoing it and pushing themselves past fatigue and doing all these crazy burnouts and things like that, that force them to need to take time off because they're essentially pre-injury. And especially when you're doing things like sports seasons, you're training a lot in the off season, then you're getting into the actual season, and then you have to pull back from the weights because then you're going to burn out. So then you do a deloading and you pull back and okay, well, you're not an athlete. You're not doing an actual season. You're not playing professional football or basketball. So you need to pick something and figure out what your recoverability is with what you're doing and what your goals are and structure your recovery based around your needs and based around something that you can maintain long-term. So you absolutely don't need deloads, are not required. But if you overdo it, sure, you're going to need more recovery. That's all it means. And if you overstress your nervous system, you overstress your body for extended periods of time, we talk about this, you might still see progress for weeks or months, but then all of a sudden you start to kind of crash because you're wearing yourself down on the edge, on the fringe. So you might be tired after a workout. The next day you feel better, and then you train, and then you recover, and the next day you train good, and then you take a day off, and then you train again, you feel good, but you're kind of just on the edges, just kind of, you're still subjecting your body to stress. You're stressing and recovering. So maybe you don't make it back to 100%. Maybe you're at 98 or 95 and you don't notice the detrimental performance if you're not tracking it. So a lot of people are overtraining or under recovering because they're not accurately tracking their workouts. They're just going and putting on weight and pushing hard and they feel good. So you're going by your feelings. Do I feel like training? Do I feel sore? Do I feel stronger? Do I think I look better? Do I feel like I have a pump? And these are just abstract metrics. You might feel good on one day because you had more carbs. You might feel good because you had more sleep. Maybe you got a pay raise and you feel good, or I don't know, it's sunny outside, so you feel good. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually building muscle and you're doing right. That's why looking at the numbers, looking at your reps, looking at your sets, and looking at your strength increases and things like that, that's important because you want to look at the objective progress. And you guys know this by not feeling like going to the gym, and then you go and you have a great workout, so your feelings aren't always accurate. So deloads are usually a proxy, or they're worked into a program that's just a poor structured program. Because if you need to train for 2 months and then take like 2 weeks off, you're not doing things right for the 2 months. You don't need to be doing that much because if you're burning out, your body's not able to recover. So why not integrate that to your actual programming? So that's just a general framework. But if you're actually progressing, if you're getting stronger, that's fine. I don't know how old you are, Vasco. I don't really know what your programming is like, but if you're getting stronger, then you're making progress. When you stop making, this is with the same form. If everything's the same, you're actually getting stronger and you're still making progress. Totally fine. So I train about 4 times a week, sometimes 5, but I adjust my volume and stuff based on my strength. If I feel good, maybe I'll do a push-pull legs and then I'll do an upper lower and I'll train 5 times that one week. The next week, maybe I feel a little bit worn down, so I train 4 times. Maybe I train 3 times. It depends. You know, I'm sometimes doing stuff in between on the opposite days, and I talk about this a lot because in the winter, this time, it's 73 degrees and it's nice and sunny and it's cool. But in the summer, it's 95 degrees and it's hot and it's humid. I'm sweating like crazy and it's exhausting. So my workouts might change the time of day when I train, how many body parts I do, the volume that I do. So that fatigue is going to factor in. If you're training in 95-degree heat, it's going to take a lot more to recover for a given workout, or my exercise selection or what I choose might vary as opposed to when it's nice and cool and crisp. If you're in a temperature controlled environment, you can be more consistent all year round, but you guys know this too. In the winter, maybe it takes longer for you to warm up, maybe whatever it is. So everyone's different. Everyone's situation is different. Some of you are training outside in the snow and you're bundling up and you're opening up your garage and it's cold as fuck. So you know your workouts might change a little bit, or you need more of a warm up, right? If you're in a cold garage and it's freezing, you might have to do more warm-up sets, get your body temperature up before you lift. So it might take you longer. So you lower your sets and you don't do certain exercise, or you adjust things to narrow down the time because your warm-up takes longer. Everything's a little bit different. So nothing's necessary. No exercise is necessary, and no actual protocol is literally, nothing's necessary aside from, are you getting the results that you like? And based on what you're currently doing, what could you tweak to make it better? And that's very individualized. And Vasco followed up, says, by muscle gains, I was referring to strength. I don't know why I phrased it that way. Well, you know, building muscle and improving strength, they correlate. So you're not going to get stronger without building muscle. But of course, from a muscle size standpoint, it's not just about moving the weights, making sure that the target muscle is getting the brunt of it. So you can move maybe more weight with having crappier form, but then the muscle or the stress is being distributed poorly. You're moving the weight up and down, but maybe you're arching your back or you're rounding or you're doing some other stuff that's kind of distributing the stress and taking it off the target muscle. So bodybuilding or building muscle is a little bit different than strength, but you're going to need to get stronger in order to build more muscle and vice versa. So it's really important to keep that into context. You want to make sure that the muscle you're trying to target is doing the work. And that's different than just making sure there's more weight on the bar, period, because not always, if you don't have good form, then the muscles you're trying to target for strength, for hypertrophy, aren't getting hit properly because your form sucks. So it's really important to have good form. Okay. Good question. Any other follow-up, you can drop in the comments down below. So let's get into some Rate My Meal, and then we'll take questions. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, live on Rumble and YouTube. Merch, papaswolio.com, Circle of Lift, Goated Design, Back to the Fucking Gym, flags, tapestries, hats, mugs, ringtones. Go check out the Swole tunes. Dropped a couple new songs. We got Circle of Lift. We have The Greatest Swoleman. We have a bunch of new drops, ringtones, and alarms. Go check it out. Swole tunes, new videos over on Instagram and such. So let's get into some Rate My Meal, shall we? Let's dance. We had a really good one. We had a really good one yesterday. We had a really good Rate My Meal sequence yesterday. I think we only had one dessert and everything else was steak. So let's see what we got today.
What's in the box?
I don't have high hopes. We're probably going to get cottage cheese, carrots, and peas or something. So first one, told you. Jesus Christ, what is this? Don Dwayne, no oil added to rice, only seasoning. Why is it fluorescent orange? Grilled chicken thighs and bell peppers, topped with Greek yogurt, ain't no sour cream. All right. I mean, if that's, and then you have a soda, you have a cherry Coke. We got some work to do. Is that a styrofoam or a paper plate? I clapped a little bit early. I don't know about that meal. I guess your stomach doesn't give a shit. I mean, maybe. But ditch the artificial sodas and stuff. I know there's some nutritionists and people out there that try to justify Diet Coke or Coke Zero. This is the greatest thing. Oh my God, it's cherry Dr. Pepper, but it's zero sugar. Are we still trying to suck down artificial crap? Seriously, drink some fucking water. Enough of this crap. Enough of this garbage. I mean, people just still get suckered by this marketing crap. Well, there's no actual proof that aspartame and artificial sweeteners are bad for you. Sure. It just goes in your body and disappears. It has no effect on your body. It just goes in, but there's zero sugar, so it just goes in and comes out. Yeah, it does nothing. There's no side effects at all. Keep sucking it down. Doing great. Not that person, just in general. I think that's stupid. Let's see. Garrett Orange. Does meal prep count? Yeah, it does. Rate my meal. What we got here? We got a lot of chicken. Is there beef? Maybe some ground beef. Got a lot of green. I see some asparagus. Maybe some other things. Is that spinach? I don't like spinach. Asparagus. Yeah, I've done that in the past. Spinach I never really liked. I tried. Popeye was the biggest grift. He got jacked because he was eating spinach. Bullshit. Bullshit. No one gets forearms like that just eating spinach. What a grift, right? How many people started pounding spinach because, oh, I'm Popeye. I mean, I guess that was Porky Pig, but the voices are kind of the same. We got hard-boiled eggs, got some chicken, we got some protein. All right, at least you're prepping. Get that out of plastic though. Don't be heating that up. Get yourself some glass. All right, no plastic containers. No plastic containers. None. All right, we got another one here. This one's real gnarly. Are you trolling me? Jason Carruthers, maybe you took this picture. Maybe you didn't order this. Maybe you got something else. Maybe you didn't eat these donuts. You just took a picture to troll your boy. But don't eat that shit.
We choose truth over facts. How shall we fuck
Don't
off,
eat donuts.
everyone?
He's garbage. Okay, we got some good pictures. I just saw a couple more. We're going to like these. Mike Fit, we got some burgers or sausage patties. Looks like burgers. Could be sausage patties, but looks like burgers. And eggs. I'm a fan.
Inconceivable!
Like it. Very nice. Very nice. Mike Fit, getting it done. Thor, good name. We got steak on the grill.
Boom shakalaka!
Hell yeah.
Hadouken!
Nice job, Thor. And last one from, I'm going to try to pronounce your name. Savoie ZS. Savoie made some tuna tartare. Ooh, some tuna tartare. Is that avocado? All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
And that's the way, I like it.
All right. I'll take it. Very nice. Very nice. Not bad, fam. Not bad. Good day. Seems like it's going to be a good day. Just one donut troll picture. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Let's get some questions. If you have live questions, hashtag AskPapaSwolio, drop in the comments. Let's get into some of these. Callie Faye on Instagram.
What's in the box?
But if you're on YouTube, the Telegram chat, you're on Instagram, drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Circle of Lift for a chance to win today's Swole card. Callie asks, Papa Swolio, am I lazy or motivated for just working my whole body at the gym instead of legs/chest/ etc. day? No, you're not lazy. You can do full body workouts. There's nothing wrong with full body. Now, full body, people get a misconception that full body has to be every last thing. And I always get this response, oh my God, full body, but how do I do 15 different exercises? You don't have to. If you're doing full body, you could be training every other day. You could actually do full body 2 days in a row, and I'll explain. Full body doesn't have to be every single body part. So full body can just be, hey, I'm training upper body and lower body. What am I training today of my upper body and my lower body? What body parts need the most stress? So you could have an upper focused full day and then a lower focused full day. You could do arms before legs. You could do leg extensions or leg curls with upper body with chest and back. You could do chest, back, and glutes. And then the next day you could do arms, like shoulders and arms and quads and hamstrings. You could do push, you could do chest, you could do quads, you could do shoulders and triceps, chest, quads, shoulders, triceps, and the next day you do back, glutes, hamstrings. You could do that. There's tons of different splits. There's really nothing wrong. Think about this. Look over your week and see if you're hitting body parts frequently enough. I think people in general, when you're just starting off, if you've never done splits like this, you want to be on average hitting everything twice a week. And then you could always do certain things 3 times a week, some things once a week. You're going to find that certain body parts, how you train them, just get extra sore. So you just don't either need or can't handle more volume with that intensity. So certain body parts for me, if I do too much, I'll just get really sore. My triceps get really sore. My quads get sore. And I can't train them as frequently with the same I can train them with the same intensity, but I can't do the same volume. Some body parts you're going to find that if you do 3 or 4 sets in a workout and you try to hit them twice a week, you start to kind of lose that progress, or you get some, joint pain or imbalances. So you have to kind of figure that out on your own. But there's going to be certain body parts that you could train every other day and do a couple sets. You might find you could do calves every other day or 3 times a week. You know, you do them every other day and then skip a day once in a while. But bottom line, you want to train body parts around twice a week. And then whatever you're training first in the workout is your priority. So let's say overall, I mean, what drop in the comments. I could give you guys some examples. So give an example. What's a body part you're trying to improve? Give me 2 body parts you're trying to improve. And then work a split around those 2 body parts. It's that simple. And train them first. You could do forearms, you could do biceps before legs. Let's say you want to specifically bring up your elbow flexors. Train them fresh first in the workout. You could do them first on an upper body day. You could also do them first on a lower body day. Doing some hammer curls or some bicep curls isn't going to fatigue you before you do legs. It's not. So you can do it that way too. Just keep in mind that the more exercise you do, the more intense the exercise, lengthen movements, the more overload, whatever it is, certain things are going to be certain exercise are going to take more out of you. So doing biceps at first is not going to be taxing. But if you open up your workout with hack squats, you know, this is why something like hack squats or heavy movements like that, a lot of times I do that towards the end of my leg workout. Just because after I do, first I like to warm up my legs and do other body parts first. I like to do curls and things like that, or a hinge before I do something like hack squats or leg press. Personally, I like doing curls before I do a squat. But just for example, if I do the hack squats first, it's going to take a lot more out of me, and that would more negatively affect the exercise after than if I did leg curls first and then some glutes and then I did leg press, you know, because after I do those, I'm still kind of, okay, I still feel good. But then after I do heavy leg press or something, I'd say I want to go home. I train at home. But you know, I'm just done. So you have to keep that in mind. And certain exercise you're going to find it's more exhausting, or you find you have less in the tank afterwards. So just use that sparingly, but prioritize the body parts first. And instead of thinking that you have to do chest, triceps, and shoulders, you can do chest and biceps. You can do chest and quads. You can do chest and calves. Okay. The question is, what are you doing the next day and the next day? And is there enough recovery in between? Is the volume there, or is the split? Figure out what you want to prioritize. And if it's everything, then just do an upper lower split, balance it out evenly. And then if you have any imbalances over time, then you adjust. Oh, that was not bad. All right. That was not bad. Not bad. Not bad. We haven't sent it in a while. Chip, I can't convince the hubby to switch sodas to sparkling water, but he has cut down drinking them, so it's a process. Sparkling water is great. My favorite is Gerolsteiner, German brand. Best sparkling water. That's my favorite. Get it at Sprouts. You can order it online too, but that's my favorite. I love sparkling water. You squeeze a little lemon in it or something. You put maybe a little apple juice or a little bit of orange juice and put some bubbles in there. Tastes great. Get some fruit juice, get some bubbles, and you'll never need soda again. Just addiction. It's just addiction. It's just addiction. And usually you're going to get rid of those if you have a purpose behind what you're doing. And if you're getting proper nutrition in, you're more satisfied. You don't have those sugar cravings. But again, the sodas are synthetic. So you're consuming things. When I say synthetic, I mean they're designed to get you to drink them and want more and want more and want another one and another one. You also get that kind of, that audio when you have the can, like the psst, there's that audible cue, like a dog, like, ooh, it sounds refreshing. Psst. Why do you think it has that tactile sound and that snap and that click? There's a psychological cue, and you know that hydration's coming. You know that sound. There's layers to it. There's layers to it. The same reason why when you do dog training, you have like the clicker or you have a cue, and then they know, okay, that's the trigger for X, Y, and Z. You associate with your commands like, Rufus, come, click. He associates the treat. He associates the command when you're training your dogs and things like that. There's different ways to do it. All right, more questions. Let's see what we got here. Circle of lift. No Pinkston today. Oh, here we go. Let's just do this. She's in the other room. Let's get that circle of lift. Circle of lift. Where's the Pinkston? Oh, no. But we have the Tainty Man. So actually, let's do this. Let's do the Tainty Man. There we go. Circle of lift. There he is. There he is. Very nice. Very nice. Right down there. Get some tainty hair with this card. All right. More questions. Drop in the comments. We'll take this one from Rumble. Papa, how'd you get your start in the fitness industry? I moved to Florida and I started training after I graduated with my degree in exercise science and certified strength coach. Came down and boom, boom, boom. So I was in the industry, I guess, depends on what you call entered. I mean, I've been doing this stuff since even when I was in college. I was doing training and I was writing articles for the paper, for the school paper, and I was the fitness guy on the campus, the fitness files, and had a website and articles, and had this is when Facebook first came out, like in 03, had the largest like Facebook fitness group. I had the largest Facebook group on campus, and it was all like fitness based. So I've been doing this for a long time. What are some success and challenges you had along the way? I mean, list it. I just figured shit out. I had some help along the way, or some people that, I just gathered information. You could read books, but I really just did everything online. Learned how to edit videos myself just by looking at videos and downloading. I used iMovie for a little bit and it was a hot mess. So then I, got Final Cut Pro and I didn't know how to do this. So then I looked it up. How do I do this? 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 And I just started learning how to do everything. And then you learn how to market and landing pages and ads. And, I just kind of did all this thing one at a time. So I guess challenges, I would say, if you're doing something on your own, I mean, this was started, the podcast, end of 2015. And then 2016 is when I started making all these videos. But obviously, because I started making videos, I had a lot of things to say. So I just started making content. And I didn't really know anything about the flare. Some of the earlier videos, if you go back to like the earlier podcasts, I had like a necklace on, like a chain. I had the microphone on the metal chain and it was like clinking when I was moving. I didn't really know this much about audio feedback. And I would listen to this and like, oh man, that sounds terrible. Let me change that. I had an old iPad and just like an old camera, and it didn't, it wasn't anything good. It was just what I had. So I started with what I had. So I think a lot of times people either they think they don't have anything to say, or they don't have anything to say or information or authority or expertise. And they wait because they look and they see people online. So when you think, for example, starting a business or doing stuff online, you look around now and you think there's so much noise. So many people are doing things. What do I have to add? Everyone else is doing this and they have a lot of following. There's so many people in the fitness industry and everyone's online. It's so saturated. People said the same thing in 2016. People said the same thing. You had like, 6-pack abs, and you had anyone who was doing videos then, and Snapchat was like super huge then, I guess is kind of still out there. But, the things that were popping off, and there was no live streaming. You had Periscope and you had all these other apps, and Facebook didn't even have live streaming yet. So there were still people that did fitness stuff, So it always seems like it's saturated. It always seems like there's people doing things and you don't have as good a camera and it looks better like this. And they're saying things really good and you're not good at what you're doing. But of course you're not good at it yet because you've never done it. You haven't practiced. So a lot of times people now, unfortunately, when they just start a page and they have a discount code in their bio. A lot of times people are trying to sell things to people and they don't even have an audience to sell them. So really you have to give a lot of information away for free, help people answer questions, and just document what you're doing and what your expertise is and become an authority. And then you're able to distribute products or quote unquote influence to people. But the reason why I was able to start a podcast and just boom, have all these topics is because these are things I was talking about for years. And then I just kept on doing different episodes on different topics and people ask questions. So it'd be a different topic. And we just go through things over and over again. 3,562 episodes. We're still answering questions and doing things. And a lot of it's redundant and it goes over it again, but you learn things and you go back and you cover the basics again. And then you think about it in a different way because you're a different person now than you were 5 years ago. So even hearing the same thing kind of reinforces, it's a reminder. And then you think about it differently because you're a different person. So it's like reading a book again, or seeing a movie again that you haven't seen in 15 years. And it's good all over again for different reasons because you're a different person. So I would say, just to tap into that and to finish up, because there's a lot of questions that are more detailed. Vague questions like this, it's kind of hard to pick on something. But successes and challenges. I didn't know how to video edit. I didn't know how to podcast. I didn't know microphones. I didn't know what an XLR mic was. I didn't know anything. So I just started with what I had and just talked about fitness, and I'm still doing that. And I would say also with challenges is that when you're doing your own thing, I wasn't doing anything that someone else was doing. I was doing my thing. So there's no real roadmap. It's like, okay, you could post this, but social media is still developing. So how do you make progress? How do you make it funny? How do you do these things? It's just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what works. And the more things that you try, the more things you'll find that work and don't work. And then when something pops off, cool. And you make note of that and you keep going. And most people don't post things enough, or they're not consistent enough, or they don't have a structure enough. So when a video does go viral, they're not selling anything. They're not marketing anything. So you have a video that goes viral and it pops off. Wow, I finally got a video that has 5 million views, but there's no call to actions. There's no lead magnets. There's no ads. There's no structure. There's nothing for people to buy or to put their email in or to engage. So you have a viral video and then it disappears. So from the beginning, I had a business. So I started off with social media, but it was to get attention. It was to get a following. It was to do this and then figure it out along the way. So I already knew that I needed to get people's eyes and attention. And then I kind of figured it out. And then we had Swolenormous Premium, which was the beginning of Swolenormous X, and then the private groups. And then where do you have them? There's a lot of places now you could do it. You can have an app. There's tons of apps. You could just sign up for a fitness app and have your own account, and then people can log into someone else's app and you have your programs, right? They have these apps out there where a lot of trainers can sign up and then have access to a white labeled app with their own login and, this, that, and the other. It's not their own branding necessarily, but there's a lot of different resources now that there wasn't then. So I just did whatever I could with what I had, used private Facebook groups and things that were already structured and available. And a lot of you that have been here, how many of you have been here for 5+ years? We had the website, now we have the website plus the app, and things have changed. The website changed like 3 times in the structure, and then new programs come out and then we rearrange things. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to pivot. A lot of times people aren't staying up with it. They're not pivoting. They're not adjusting with the times. They fall behind and they become irrelevant. And there's a lot of different issues, but I would say the biggest challenge is people not starting, being consistent, underestimating how long it takes, underestimating the effort you have to put in. And when you're doing your own thing and your own path, you're not going to necessarily have people that understand it. So don't tell people what you're doing. Don't advertise and like tell your family and tell your friends, like just do the thing, because people are going to have their own opinions and, what you should be doing, or maybe you should do like this, or maybe you shouldn't swear so much, or maybe you shouldn't. It's like, block out all the noise, because other people's suggestions are usually from the standpoint of someone that isn't trying to forge their own path, isn't going on and creating your own Oregon Trail. So they're going to give you these weak, pussified suggestions that is the fastest way to not make progress and the fastest way to end up like them and not have the life or the business you want. So if you have a vision, go and do it, but it's definitely not going to be easy. And I don't know, there's just so many tools out there. And of course it's talent too. There's a lot of talented people out there and a lot of good ideas, but ideas are shit. So everyone has a lot of ideas. Oh, you hear something that comes out. Oh, I had that idea 10 years ago. Yeah, well, why didn't you do it? So everyone's got ideas. I have a billion ideas. So this gives me into a next topic. One of the things that people have to understand is you're gonna have a lot of ideas. And the thing is with me, I have no shortage of ideas. I have too many ideas. So I also, over the years, I have a lot of ideas. I've done a lot of things that we've just like left by the wayside. There's channels that we stopped posting on. There's other podcasts and things that I've done that I just kind of like left because I didn't have the attention or the bandwidth. So there's only so many things you can do. And sometimes you have to let things burn. Sometimes you have to let things just kind of fizzle away. You can't do everything. And if you try to do everything, you're going to burn yourself out. So I caught that, and I'm really good at branding and marketing and stuff like that. And it's very easy to overdo it and to spread yourself thin. And then it's confusing for people. It's confusing for the audience. It's confusing for you. There's just too many things that you're doing. And that's a great way to kind of, you go too wide. So I've always said, it's depth, not width. That's what she said. But it's always depth, not width. You try to go wide and do too many things, and then nothing gets enough focus. So that's a challenge, is to know which ideas to focus on, when to do them, how to execute, and then of course executing them properly. And then the best will win. And it's that simple. So I think one of the other challenges is also, when do you know it's not working? How long do you do something waiting for your big break? Do you do it for 5 years and like, oh, it's right around the corner? Because it could be year 6, all of a sudden you pop off. Maybe it's year 10, maybe it's year 15. But if you quit after year 7, which is like, that's a long time. You quit after 7 years, maybe if you did 7 more years, it would have popped off. But that's why you really have to enjoy what you're doing, because then you do it regardless. So we've always planted our flag here. I've always said these things. I've always said what I thought, and I've said things that offended people, that didn't offend people. It's like, you like it, you don't. You don't, move on. It's always been like that. And if you enjoy what you're doing it for the right reasons, then you do it when no one's watching. And I've been doing this. Trust me. How many episodes did I do when no one was watching? I've done so many videos and live streams where there's like one person watching. And, we do it on multiple platforms and we do it at random times. So it's not like we have 100,000 people watching live, but we get a lot of downloads and stuff after. We have clips. So this is just one fraction of everything that we do. But would you do it if no one was watching? And my answer is yes, because I have done it when no one was watching. It had like the little eyeball and you have like a number and it was like 1 on Facebook. And then it was sometimes 0. And I'm talking to a screen. I know no one's actually watching me live. So yeah, you got to do it. It's just like that. When you see someone, oh, you're an overnight success. Who's this person? They just blew up and blah, blah. I was making videos on YouTube. I had a little bump in 2016 and then it took another 3 years to get like a bunch of reach. And then it went quiet for a little bit. And then I had another bump and then, another bump in 2022 and 2023, you get like uber virality and then it settles down. Then you have another pump and then you have another settle down. It's up and down. Anyway, just some random thoughts in addition to that. I don't know if that answers your question enough, but that can go a lot of different ways. If you have specific questions, that's easier to answer. Let's see. Adria. Papa Swolio, not counting calories. How do you know you're eating too many carbs? Not wanting to be a calorie slave, but I do love my white rice, fruit, and potatoes. Thank you for the philosophy. How do you know you're eating too many carbs? That's a good question. I would go based on your performance, or if you're gaining too much fat, or if you're retaining too much water. It's really hard just to look at that, but that's why it's really important to track your lifts. You can step on a scale once a week. You could do body fat or take pictures. Like, how's your body composition and how's your progress? Usually if your strength kind of plateaus or you're not, it could be your programming, but a lot of times it's carbohydrates. People keep on cutting carbs. They lose water weight, you lose strength. If you're just eating protein, just eating eggs and meat, there's a reason why people that get big and get strong, they need carbohydrates. If you're just eating protein, you're just doing carnivore. I've done that before, and keto and this, that, and the other. Man, you start to get dizzy and lightheaded and your strength will suffer after a while. It really does. So if you want performance improvements, carbohydrates are very, very important. So you have to go by that. I don't really think there's necessarily too many carbs aside from like a caloric surplus and then you're gaining fat. So if your performance is lagging, it could be because you're not eating enough carbohydrates. It could be the program design, of course, too. But a lot of times that's the case. People cut the carbs too much and they're better off eating more carbs and maybe less fat, for example. And counting calories can help at the beginning, just so you get an idea of what you're eating. I've just been doing this for so long and I eat so consistently, I kind of know what I'm doing. Hey, I'm going to eat more carbohydrates. I just don't overtrack it. If I'm seeing progress in the gym, I don't care if my body fat percentage goes up 1% or goes down 1%. I don't want to be a fat fuck, but right now I'm not trying to be as lean as possible. It's cold, it's winter. I naturally lose a little bit extra body weight in the summer because I'm sweating more and I'm outside just, utilizing more energy. But, performance and strength is the important thing. If that's your priority, then go by that first, and then you can trim off the difference. So let's say, hey, I'm getting stronger, but I'm getting a little fluffy. It's like, okay, cut back a little bit on the carbs, maybe, adjust some certain things here and there, but do it slowly and then see if your performance maintains and you see the progress. And if your progress starts flatlining a little bit, maybe you have to bring that back up a little bit. So I would play that game. Look at your numbers. If your numbers are doing well, if you're getting stronger, that's a sign. If you start to see the numbers flatlining and maybe decreasing, you got to go and just adjust things a little bit. It usually doesn't have to be, completely throwing it out the window, but that's when you would start paying attention. Hey, maybe let me pull back and leave a rep in the tank. Maybe let me get another recovery day. Let me up the carbohydrates a little bit. Maybe I'm not hydrated enough. And then you see if that makes improvements. And if it does, cool. When people change everything, then you go back to the drawing board, then you don't know what's working. You have to wait again and play the whole thing from scratch. Subtle changes are much more important. Mark says, I usually knock out hack squat first after limbering up, but after what you said, I might consider what gets done first. Yeah, you probably try doing, if you're going to do hack squats second, maybe that's your priority. I would recommend doing leg curls before hack squat. I just like it better. I like doing leg curls before. Mark, piggybacking off of that, how did you come up with the water spitting? Drinking water outside. I'm doing videos outside. So catching people's attention at the beginning. So some things happen by accident and some things are planned. So like the intent of doing the water spitting was to get people's attention in the first couple seconds. So it's very satisfying because there's so many times when I'll do a video or I come up with something and I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be super viral. So I stopped doing that. I stopped like overthinking like, hey, this is going to do really well. Because sometimes a video that so many times, and people that create content will tell you this too. A lot of times the video that you think will do, a lot of times videos you almost deleted or didn't post, like change the game. So anytime I usually catch myself, I'm like, I don't like that edit. I don't want to post it like that because X, Y, and Z. And then I think, you know what? Fuck it, post it. And sometimes it does really good. And it's like, oh, if I didn't post it, I wouldn't have had this. And just because I don't like something doesn't mean a lot of people won't like it or won't catch their attention for whatever fucking reason. And then all you try to do is mimic that, like, oh, something in this video people really liked. So then you do a couple other varieties similar to that and see if they do the same or if it was a fluke. And a lot of times a video that you almost didn't post or you didn't like that much does really good. And then something that you planned a lot and like, okay, this could be awesome. You post it and then it gets like, gets no reach. Absolutely. And then I'll post something on Instagram. It does great. I post it on TikTok and it gets dog shit. TikTok's fucking garbage. But a video that'll blow up here won't do well there. It'll do great on Facebook and then it does nothing on Instagram. Usually Facebook and Instagram are kind of similar in terms of, you know, what people like and what will go viral. Usually if something does really good on TikTok, it'll do good on Instagram, but not necessarily vice versa. So it's really weird. Yeah, but the water spitting, getting people's attention in the first couple seconds is important. So that was an actual idea. And then I also enjoyed it and it's fun. I'm outside, so I'm not getting water on me or on anything. And I'm always drinking water outside anyway, and I'm holding the cup because we sell mugs and stuff. So it just worked out. Aaron says, I shouldn't swear so much. Fuck that shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, don't forget. So now people are swearing, and, it's more, I guess, popular or cool to just, say whatever and be aggressive online. But I was doing this back, or in 2016, 2015. And yeah, there were a lot of people that were saying like, I was watching this, but my kids and like, I wish you wouldn't swear so much. I'm sure still people say that somewhere, but it's like, okay, fine. You don't like the swearing, then go watch the Disney Channel and trans your kids or whatever. Like, the language is offensive. Okay, so it's not for you. Not everyone likes the language. It makes them uncomfortable or they can't listen to it around their... It's like, fine. That's cool. There's a lot of things you can listen to. And that's the problem is you want to be... There's a difference with content when you're trying to be something for everyone. And if you're trying to be something to everyone, that's when you get in trouble. And there's a lot of people that toe the line and don't really say anything. And then eventually after years, they have an opinion. And then they, quote, get canceled because half their audience is like really weak-willed. And then you have an actual opinion on something and you want to share it just because you're bored of whatever other content. You start talking about something political or social. And everyone's like, I can't believe you unfollowing. Oh my God, how could you say that? So I try to get everything up front with the merch, with the content, like prepare to be offended. If you don't like that, this is not for you. It's fine. So that's why whenever we post things, people laugh because the audience has been, everyone that follows my content over the years has known that this is par for the course. It's always going to be like this. And if you don't like it, go watch something else. But that's the problem where people try to, they have all these sponsorships, right? There's a lot of stuff going around social media. A lot of people, this and the other. But you try to appease the mob and you try to, I don't know, follow whatever trend is. And when that trend changes, you get the legs cut out from under you because you're not authentic. You're just trying to tell people what you think they want to hear. And that's not what people want. You think that's what they want. The algorithm will tell you that's what they want, but then it comes back and bites you in the ass because you're not really doing things for the right reasons. You're not doing things that are authentic. So again, would you do this with no one watching? Would you do this? I'm going to work out if I didn't have this, all that. I've been doing it before I was posting and stuff. I've been lifting, so I'm not stopping lifting. These opinions, these thoughts, like I'd have them anyway. So this is just something I would be doing anyway. And that's why I've always done it. And that's why it's worked out because I'd be doing this when no one was watching. And I did. And sometimes I still do. Sometimes I'll make videos and I'll do stuff and it doesn't get views or doesn't get out there. So I put a lot of all the work that I've done, a lot of it doesn't get seen because it doesn't get distributed or it doesn't get reach or it doesn't get views. So a lot of times people don't see what I post. Most of the time, most people don't see what I post. There's a lot of people in the world. And that's another good point. Mark says, don't take constructive criticism from people that haven't constructed shit. Sure, it's like you wouldn't take financial advice from someone on the side of the road who's living in a cardboard box, unless you're doing the opposite. Hey, don't do what I did. That's also good advice. Yeah, I'm going to do the opposite. So it's just, you know. John says, I've searched and temporarily followed endless fitness dipshits. And the problem with me is I'm not a drone and my experience eventually exposes their bullshit. Swolenormous X is legit. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. And that's a testament to what we have here and yourself. And I don't claim to know everything or, you know, be an expert in everything, which is another thing. I'm welcome to my opinions. And I hate it when people say things like, stay in your lane. It's like, no, I won't. This is my highway. This is my road. I'll say what I want. You don't have to go down this side road. You don't have to do this. So, you know, I really don't like that. Because I do this, I can't have an opinion. Maybe you don't like my opinion. Maybe my opinion is misinformed, or maybe you just don't know what I know, and that's fine. So I don't like the stay in your lane. Fuck you. Because a lot of other people stay in their lane and they don't even do good with their own lane. So don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want. And if you tell me I can't or shouldn't talk about something, that makes me want to talk about it so much more. So I don't mind that at all. I don't like that. That's usually a cop-out. Well, you don't have a degree. You don't have consonants after your name. You didn't spend $600,000 to be brainwashed. No, I didn't. That's why I can have an actual functional opinion. Mark says, I've been seeing a lot of influencers starting to get political when they've never done so before, so I got rid of them from my account. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the problem too, because it depends on why you follow someone. So I do understand, like, if you follow someone because, they made a funny, and then you realize, oh my God, they voted for this person, they have this opinion, and then you want to unfollow them. It's like, okay, but that's also your right. You can follow and unfollow someone. I can trim my beard. You're like, I liked his beard longer, and unfollow me. It doesn't matter, right? There's an unfollow button for a reason. No one's forcing you to follow, no one's forcing you to share, no one's forcing you to do anything. So it's not like, oh my God, you unfollowed me. That's kind of an option. That's kind of how it works. So I would say also, going back to the previous question, any challenges, what sucks with the apps is, I mean, I'm not going to go into the details, but an absolute fortune. I spent so much money on marketing and ads and reach, and my accounts have large followings. So it's really frustrating when you pay, small fortunes for all this stuff, all the effort, all the work over the years, and then your following doesn't even see your videos. So that's really frustrating. On TikTok, I got like 6 million followers, and sometimes I'll post a video and it gets like 5,000 views. Like, that's not even possible. How can you have 6 million people and a video gets 5,000 views? It doesn't even make any sense. So it's hard being restricted, and it's hard doing all the work and doing all the effort and getting a following. And then after you have a following, your following doesn't even see your videos. So it's like, what's the point of spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars and, thousands of hours and all this stuff to build a following, and then you can't even reach them. So, but it's just part of the game. It's part of the game. So, and when it comes to business or social media, it's just staying alive and playing the game longer and with a longer time horizon than other people. So again, most people can't handle the ups and downs. Just like anything else, most people can't handle that. They don't center themselves. They crash or they burn out. And you guys, I mean, you see all this different stuff. You see different stuff than I do. But you guys know you have people that over the years on YouTube or Instagram, how many times have you guys seen a video? How many times have you guys seen a video where an influencer made like, not an apology video, not like a sob story apology video, but they made a video about burnout? Right? They'll make a video and they're like all teary eyed to the camera and they're like, hey guys, I'm going to have to step away for a few months. Like, they just do a video about like burnout and like, this is my last video. Right. And they flake off or they do this. People do it with different things. But whenever I see that, it's just like, you don't burn out from something that you have purpose with. You don't burn out from purpose. Like, you don't burn out, you just lose purpose. There's no such thing as burnout. You're burning out because you're doing something you don't like. You're burning out because you created something that you hate. You burn out because you started making videos that you think your audience would like and it got views, but you don't like doing the videos that way. So there's a lot of videos and a lot of ideas that I have in the past, and I know it would get me a lot of views. It would get me more reach. It would get me more money. It would do these things, but I didn't want to do it. There's a lot of things that I can do and I could do in the past, but I didn't have any interest. Hey, I could do all this filming and do all these like long edits and really, but it's so much more work. It's so much more production. It's so much more this. And it's like, I don't want to create a fucking job that I'm a slave to. I don't want to have like a whole production team and like 30 people and we're doing all the filming and all the production, all the cost and all the, I don't want to do that. It doesn't interest me at all. So when people get into that and all of a sudden you create this box where you can't pivot, you can't pivot on a dime, you can't change things. You're dependent on the sponsor's money. So if you get a couple sponsors and all of a sudden you're making 50K a month, like, wow. And then right? People buy a big house, they get a new car, they do this, and they get all these things and they become, right, whatever. Well, now you're dependent on that income. And guess what? That income is not coming from X, Y, and Z. It's coming from sponsors. So then you have to do what your sponsors tell you. And then you get backed into a corner and then you have an opinion and then people don't like it. And your sponsor's like, well, this is not our views. And because they're like, we don't want to lose money. Like, we'll just cut off this person. And you just back yourself into a corner and then you just become someone's bitch. So that's why I've never done any, I'm not taking a single sponsorship, never taken a single advertising dollar, aside from, I guess you guys see some YouTube videos or Rumble ads that are stupid, but they're always dumb. But if I don't allow those ads, then you guys don't even know I have a show. So if I don't allow that, then trust me, like, people don't get their alerts and stuff because Rumble and YouTube, they want people to see ads because they make money. The advertisers pay them and then we get like chump change. So that's why some of those, but that's the only thing. I know you guys see some retarded ads, but that just is what it is. I make jack shit on that. I'll make like $4 like in a month. So anyway, but you just become dependent, right? And that's because people raise their living standards and then you have to have all those mouths to feed. And then I like to be small, not muscularly, I like to be swole, but stay small, keep it all, and able to pivot. So small team, and then small team, big things. And we can pivot a lot and we can leverage a lot of things like AI and all these digital, everything that we do. And I could pivot on a dime. It could be like, hey, something's funny happening. Boom, we can make 2 shirts and merch and different videos and memes and stuff like that. So it's really important to be light and nimble. I think people get too big. They start creating something that they don't like because they're doing it for other reasons, for other people. And then too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people have their hands in the pot, and then you can't pivot. And then you hate what you do and you, quote, burn out. So a lot of people do that. The same reason why you do, people, the same thing with YouTube. I guess you call it like golden handcuffs, kind of. You get a big following and then you make all this money, and people make a living just getting paid by YouTube. But guess what? Then you have to tiptoe and say only what YouTube says. You can't say certain things or use certain things, because if you make a video and you put a song that gets flagged, oh my God, then there's revenue sharing and you're not getting paid. So YouTube doesn't want me talking about this. So I'll have to say it this way or avoid that and just talk about this. And then you're just saying what they want you to say, because if you don't say the right thing, then they don't pay you. And I never wanted to do that. So even with like 150 or 4, whatever the fuck, I don't even post really on YouTube because they don't show my videos and I don't make any money off it. And it's like, it's just not worth the extra effort because they just locked my account down ever since like 2020. And it's all right. Everyone's going to do their own thing, but that's not how I wanted to do it. And that's why I haven't burned out, because I don't want anyone telling me what to do. And that allows me to breathe and do what I want to do. Let's see. Mark says, there's a book called Like This or I Will Die, where a woman was talking about her rise as a social media influencer and how much it took on her mental health. Well, I'm not an influencer. I don't like it when people call me that, but I'm fine with that because I guess that's a compliment. That means a success. That means I have influence, which is fine, but I'm not an influencer. I started a business from the beginning. And look, I don't expect people to know about the past and the history. They don't have to. They just see, oh, all this guy says is go to the fucking gym. I like that. Sure. I'm the guy that just yells. He's that blonde dude that just yells, go to the fucking gym. And a lot of people just know me as someone that goes to, he just yells, go to the fucking, he just makes those spitting videos. Cool. They don't know we have ebooks and programs and app and memberships and a podcast, and which is fine. They don't have to know all that. So people know different things, and sometimes they find out other things and they like it more, they like it less, but not everything is for everyone. And, it takes a toll on your mental health if you're not fulfilled from the beginning. It's just like pouring from an empty cup. So if you don't have purpose, you're not doing things for the right reasons, then yeah, you're selling your soul a little bit. You're doing something you hate. And it's like, why would I create something from scratch? If I'm creating something from scratch, I want it to be the way I want to do it, my way, and that's it. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And I've just navigated through that because if I don't want to do it, then I'm going to hate doing it. And it's different too, because if you get a lot of views doing something, just like with results, you're going to like doing it because, hey, I like getting results. Hey, I like getting 1 million+ views on a video. Cool. So the tendency is to do more of that. But I really want to find that virality and that kind of reach by doing something that I like to do. So I just keep on trying to do different things that I like to do, even if I know certain things that I wouldn't necessarily like to do would get more views or more reach. And then maybe I'll do them in the future, but I just don't feel like doing them now. So anyway, just some other thoughts. But a great quote is, people don't burn out, they just lose purpose. And it takes you, 10 years to become an overnight success. So they're like, oh, what's this guy do? All he does is yell and say, go to the fucking gym. I made the first go to the fucking gym video like in 2020 on TikTok. So, it's not like it's something new, and it's not like I started with that. What about the 4 and 5 years before? What about the hundreds, if not thousands of YouTube videos before? It took me 3 years on YouTube to get 9 or 10,000 followers on YouTube. It took me, just think about it. It took 3 years to get 10,000 and then less than a year to get to 100. All right. So it took me 3 years to get 10,000, and then, and then it took, and then that fourth year or whatever, I went from like 10,000 to 100,000. And then it flatlined for a while or whatever. And then it went, and then when YouTube Shorts came out, I'm like, hey, they're getting a lot of views. So I jumped on that and we got another 20 or 30,000, and then they stopped showing shorts and whatever. So, that's the thing. They'll change, the algorithm will change whether you like it or not. All of a sudden what you were doing is like crush. And then boom, and it really sucked in 2022 or whatever. Super huge, like uber virality. I had videos with over 250 million views on Instagram, like massive virality. Every video was getting like 50 million, 40 million, like super virality. And then my account got hacked on Facebook or something and lost my Instagram account. We have accounts that got banned, and luckily TikTok was still going. So it's like, you can have everything going great and then you just get fucked over. And then the account got hacked. When I got the account back, all those viral videos were gone. So I lost an unreal amount of momentum and reach, and they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. So, and by the way, the first, like we have, if you're on Instagram, we have the Daily Swole podcast page, and it looks like it's really small. That's because my other ones, we've had the Daily Swole podcast page got deleted like 2 or 3 times. The last time when it had like 20 or 25,000 followers, it got deleted for no reason. You're supposed to be like, hey, your account was locked down, or no, like even the email, like it was just gone. I went to log in, the account didn't exist. I got no warning. I got no email. I got no reason why. My account just, it's like someone literally went in and like, Daily Swole, and just hit delete. Yeah, there's no evidence that your page existed. There's no email, no notification. The account was not there anymore. I looked it up. There was no videos. All the videos were gone. It was deleted. Not even a fucking reason. Like if you said, hey, we don't like you because you made this video, so we delete your account. At least that'd be a reason, but just nothing. It was gone. That's why we have Daily Swole podcasts, because the Daily Swole was deleted. And then of course I've been banned and deleted on TikTok so many times to the point where I just stopped posting as much because they restricted it. These are just some of the trials and tribulations. When TikTok Shop started launching, cool. I tried to, right when it launched, I was like, sweet, I have a big following, all this merch, like we're going to do great. TikTok Shop's going to be huge. Took me a year and a half to get TikTok Shop up. And then every time I posted a video, they flagged my account for some reason. Like I would tag the shirt that I was wearing, but it's like, you're not talking about the merch. I'm like, I'm wearing the shirt. So many other people just do videos that are vague and then have the item attached. They just harassed me. It took me a year and a half to get it up, and then they flagged every single video I posted, and they shut down my account. They shut down my TikTok Shop for like, it's just crazy. So I don't even care anymore. I'm over it. I'm happy with less, simpler, make funny shirts, make good merch, good content, improve the app, do the podcast, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And people on the outside have no idea. And even people on the inside don't even have any idea. But a lot of this stuff behind the scenes was planned from the beginning and structured and like know what's going on. But there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes just to keep it going. Yeah, no shortage of ideas. But the most important thing is picking which ones and understanding the long-term game. So no one's thinking as long-term as I am. I mean, some people probably are. But that's the problem. You're thinking short term, like, ooh, I could do this to get views. Oh, I could do this to make money. Or I could do this to... Cool. Then you do those things and you become burning out and you're miserable. Like I'm doing today what I'm going to be doing. The same thing I talk about fitness, whatever I'm doing today, I'm doing this as long as I breathe. And it's good. And I give myself tons of freedom to change like how I do that and how that's going to look for me. And it's looked differently. Look, we have a different podcast setup than we did like 3 months ago. Okay. And then, it started off in a different room, and then we went to this room, and then we changed the angle. It's like, it's going to change and adjust, and it's not going to be like this forever either. So whatever. We're all dead. It's just a matter of when. So it's all going away. John says authenticity is a filter. Indeed. I've lost count of people I know asking me fitness questions. I recommend joining us. I recommend, nothing. Good. We're not fucking around here. They just slow us down. Yeah, you can only help people that want to be helped. And a lot of people are just assholes. They just want to ask questions, but they don't really want to hear the answer. That's why it really got distilled down over the years. It's like the best thing. What's the term back in school, right? The lowest common denominator, right? What's the lowest common denominator? Go to the fucking gym. What's the one thing that I can say that's just general, like what gets the most... Should I just tell people, sure, elimination diet, we'll talk about that. But most people don't want to hear actual, I have to make habitual changes. Oh my goodness. So it's like, go to the fucking gym. I don't feel like just going to the fucking gym. I'm tired. Go to the fucking gym. Hey, I woke up today. Go to the fucking gym. The lowest common denominator. Boom. So made that. And that was that, on purpose. On purpose created the meme. I want it to be a meme. I want it to be like, go to the fucking gym. All the memes that we do with my head on different videos and movies, go to the fucking gym, go to the fucking gym. And that just branches into everything else. All right, let's see. PK. All right. Let's see. Positive charisma on the Telegram. Good questions. We still have some more Instagram questions. We're going deep and long today. That's what she said. I saw a comment on your YouTube vids where someone said you've run out of content ideas. All you do is the same video. All I could think was your page screams consistency, which oddly enough I found hilarious, being that people need novelty at every turn because if anything is repeated, it's immediately disregarded. Insane take, LOL. Yeah, but I also understand that too, because most people that are casual watchers, they'll see, oh, you say go to the fucking gym. Yeah, but I have so many different ways to tell people to go to the fucking gym. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They try to do all these different things. You need to find that common theme. And then you have all, so like literally the theme is go to the fucking gym. So it seems like a box, right? Go to the fucking gym. No, I can say go to the fucking gym in every different language. I could say go to the fucking gym with every single different merch. I could say go to the fucking gym, spitting from a glass, picking up an old phone, picking up an old cell phone, right? Like, I mean, all these different things. It's just how many different ways can I tell people to go to the fucking gym? I have so many more ideas. I just have to prepare them. We do the songs and the Swole tunes, telling people to go to the fucking gym with music. There's no shortage of that. I could tell you with every different language, with every different thing, to get off your fat, lazy ass and go to the fucking gym. There's no shortage of ideas. So you have that certain framework and then allow the creativity to blossom within that framework, within that structure. And it's actually much easier to be creative. It's much easier to have ideas. It's very easy. I wouldn't say it's easy, but, you know, if you know what you're doing. So yeah, of course it's consistent. And we've been doing the same thing for all this time, right? I mean, think about it. I guess things are still woke and all that stuff now, but you know, we were doing this stuff 2018, 2019, when that shit was like on the rise, and the dietitian and all that stuff, and Abby Dull and all those other stupid, you know, retards on YouTube that I was making videos on. And then, you know, you had the lockdowns in 2020 and this kind of stuff. And then it, you know, more social and political stuff. And you start talking about that. But, you know, everything has been straight down the line with our content, you know, everything. Yeah, I got to do sign language too. I have to learn that though. So that's already an idea, but I have to do the sign language. So it's like, all right, I got to practice that. So that's coming. But if you plant your flag, you know, things like I said, the buoy, and I think we talked about this yesterday, the buoy, the tide's going to go out. There's going to be storms, there's going to be this, but the buoy, if it's anchored to the ground and anchored under the ocean, it's going to stay there. So, you know, you have a lot of this woke stuff. We kept on straight down the line, go to the fucking gym, stop being a fat beach. And even during 2020, 2022, 2023, like the peak of woke, the peak of cancel culture, been going harder the whole time. Like that's when everything, because people don't really believe in that stuff. You know, they just smile and wave. They smile and wave at work and they're like, you know, afraid to like, well, I can't say that and I got to keep my job. And like, I get it, but I can say it. And then people are on their phones like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Everyone I work with sucks. Yeah. So it's like I planted my flag in 2016. I'm doing it this way. I'm saying these things and I'm not stopping. And then the tides are going to go out and come back in. It's going to go this direction. But when people are ready for the content, like it's here. Swole fam's here. X is here. It's been here. So people have to be ready for it. And if you're just changing and going and like blowing in the breeze, like some of these comedians that have shows, like they're such pussies. They're such pussies. You know, they're so out of touch and they just, they change every time. Like there's a little bit of like a breeze. They just change their opinions on shit. And it's fucking gross. And there's nothing wrong with changing your opinion, but we all know like when certain opinions change or when they're not founded, it's a sign of inauthenticity. And I'm not saying that you can't change your opinion, but you know what I mean. You're just, you know when someone's just saying what they think will not get people offended or not get people pissed off. "10 years to be an overnight success" and all that stuff, right? All right. Rolling Images, Papa Solio, what's the best time of day for the body to work out? There really is none. Some people have to work out in the evening, but just for the body, like earlier is better than later. First thing in the morning or like earlier midday. You don't really want to do that just for your body, like late at night before you go to bed, but some people love it. And, you know, you can make great gains training at night too, but it's just harder on the body to like train hard and then go to sleep. Yeah, it's got to be funny. That's the thing. What Cerny says, it's got to be funny. Like, so when you deliver certain things and you say things in a certain way, it's got to be funny. You know, I mean, it depends on the type of content, but I'll do a lot of different things. But if it doesn't make me laugh or it's not like humor, it doesn't have an edge, I don't really post that stuff that often. I'm not afraid to say things that aren't funny and voice my opinion, but you know, depending on what you're putting out, you could say a lot of different things, but it's how to say it that, you know, gets through and gets accepted and gets seen as ironic or satirical. And you got to play it differently. And that's why you have like all these different like awesome merch and things that like you'll wear and it's kind of ambiguous and people aren't sure like, hey, is he on my side or is he on the other side? Is it funny or is it supposed to be offensive or it's kind of both? And like, I'm not sure, but I like it. You know, it's cool. And you get people in the comments like, remember like the muscle alphabet shirt? You know, the LGBTQ, the lats, glutes, biceps, triceps, quads. And people are like, I don't know. Are you in favor? Like, do you like, are you, I don't know. Like, I can't tell. Is he, shut up. If you can't figure it out, like, it's not for you. But, you know, you got to make fun of stupid shit. Leo Estrada. And you always know, like, you'll know And that's the thing. Anytime you're not allowed or it's looked down upon to make fun of a certain group of people, it's like those are the people you have to make fun of. That's the sweet spot. That's a sweet spot because people are offended for a reason, because it's probably true, or it's a weakness. And weak people don't have humor. Weak people can't laugh at things that are stupid. That's why the left can't laugh at trans stuff and the rainbow cult stuff. They can't laugh at it, because if they do, they get ostracized. So they don't have humor about it. The left isn't funny. The left isn't funny because when you point out the facts, and that's the thing, when you look at leftist garbage and propaganda, it makes fun of itself. We just watch the balls deep. We watch the videos and just laugh. Sometimes we I'll rage and I'll just say like offensive stuff, but it makes fun of itself. So telling people the truth that boys have a penis and girls have a vagina is like, oh my God. It's like, that's a quote from Kindergarten Cop. It's also true. It's like basic science. But it's just when people get offended, it's like, you're offended for a reason, because you're wrong or you're scared or you're weak. And I like that. I want you to be offended by a joke, especially if it's a joke. Why are you offended by a joke? There's something sinister there. All right, how many days a week do you recommend us to hit the gym? Yes, it depends on the split. I'm not going to waste time on this question, really. How many days would I recommend? 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 3 days a week? Go to the fucking gym. Figure it out. Ricardo, what's your favorite song and movie and why? I don't have a favorite song. What's your favorite song? I don't know. What's my favorite movie today? I don't know. We watched, Ninja Turtles. We watched the old school 1 and 2, probably the best cartoon movies or the best superhero movies or whatever ever made. Just great movies. I wouldn't say that's my favorite movie, but I like a lot of different movies. I don't pick favorites like that. Good movies. Just popped into my head because we watched them recently. Anyway. All right, Tahir Safi, last one. How do I deal with muscle imbalance? By focusing on it first, doing unilateral movements, prioritizing your training split, and getting stronger. Okay. All right. Let's go balls deep. Good stuff. Good talk.
That's deep.
Yeah. So good questions. That kind of really just got the whole ideas, running out of ideas. That always cracks me up. Like what PK was saying earlier. Yeah. People don't really understand that everyone has ideas, but just most people don't execute. And I and our team, we handle new ideas very efficiently. That's the most important thing. Can you pivot? Can you institute a new idea and work around it and execute it fast? And speed is everything, especially nowadays. But there's so many tools for speed, and it's really about just longevity. How do you stay relevant, and how do you stay, especially ever-changing environment with AI and all these different things, how do you use these tools? You have to use them. How do you use these tools that work, organically with your content, and how do you use them to stay relevant and stay on top and stay in business and stay executing? So execute more. All right, let's get into some balls deep. Hit the like button, subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We got some, I remember that video. I sent that one in. All right, so we'll do that one. Let's do this one. Pick a number 1 or 2. We'll do this one first. This one's called, Of Course I'm a Woman.
What's in the box?
Oh no, you know how that's going to work.
Are there any women here today?
Of course I'm a woman. Well, that's the fastest way to make me know that you're a man.
People keep telling me that I'm a fake woman because I'm transgender. Bro, look at these brownies that I made. I spent all day in the kitchen today waiting for my partner to get home so I could present them with a tray of brownies.
Satire? I'm feeling satire, and I like it. I'm feeling satire right now. And that's the problem. I smell satire, but sometimes it's not satire. And all I do is I smell a penis. Ew. All right. Hopefully it's satire. So far, I'm on the satire train, right? Anyone else? Satire? Better be satire. Let's continue.
You think that I'm a fake woman? This is as womanly as it gets. I sit down when I pee, I wear dresses, and I love the colors purple and pink, and you think that I'm a man? I sleep with stuffed animals. Of course I'm a woman. Only girls are allowed to do that. Oh no, I obsess every day about what outfit I'm gonna wear. I'm so girly, there's so many clothes in my closet. Look how full my closet is. I just be shopping and being bisexual and I eat hot chips and I lie all the time. I'm hot everything chips. That a woman is, with zero exceptions in this world. Obviously, I'm a real woman, even though I'm transgender, because I love the kitchen, and I love men, and I love shopping for clothes, and being on my phone. Gosh, I love being on my phone.
Yeah, smile at the end. I will take... I'm taking it. I'm taking the satire. I feel like that dude like went into like his sister's closet and like grabbed a couple things. Like, hey, let me make a couple videos of this. I will take satire on that one. I really hope it's satire, unless this person is actually like that, because it's possible. It's possible that this person's actually trans and then making a satirical video pretending like they're, you know, someone who's faking it. But I will say that I will say satire just because I want to have a good day today. I'll say satire. Feels like it, so I'm going with my gut. I'll take that as a funny. We have some videos. I saw some twos. I see some twos in that. Let's do this one. Well, this one looks more serious. This one's called Trans Man.
What's in the box?
We're still with the trans shit. We're still with that. We're still doing that crap.
I am a man. Huh. I'm a trans man, but I'm not a binary trans man.
What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I am a man. I'm a trans man, but I'm not a binary trans man. And there's that little distinction that's hard to explain, but is very important to my identity and my perception of myself.
Very hard.
The way that I can kind of explain it is that a cis man has not experienced the expansiveness of gender that I have experienced. A cis man has lived his whole life in this box. I lived way over there for years, and I know what it's like to be treated as a girl in society, and I know what it's like to be standing here like this at work and have one customer come up to me and confidently call me she, her, and the next customer come up and confidently call me he, him.
No one's calling you he, him. I always say this, I'm just going to clarify again. The whole pronoun thing is the most retarded bullshit because the pronouns aren't even used to your face. So these are the people that these are the weak retards in high school that used to be like, you're talking behind my back. They're insecure. They have low self-esteem. Obviously, they're trying desperately to get attention, pretend like you're a different person. You know, you're wearing a bull ring, whatever. So the whole pronoun thing, he, him. No one says he to someone's face. Hi, he. Hi, him. No one says that. So you're trying to control my speech when you're not around? Fuck you. You're a woman. Or you're a very weak man. What's the difference? Continue.
I know what it's like to be perceived as every gender. I know what it's like for someone to look at me and be deeply confused about what they're seeing. I don't fit.
I'm not confused at all. The only person confused is making this video. I'm not confused. I guess I'm making this video. That's kind of inception there. But I'm not incepting a penis onto a woman.
Right in that little box of man, of
yeah, that's exactly what you have. You have a little box. You're a female. You got a pussy. Pussy. You got a pussy. Save the biotwat. Save the biotwat.
Male, of cis. That's not something that I've ever experienced, and I don't want to. I want to have this masculine base.
Jesus.
I want to create this person. I want to feel like I'm comfortable in my body, and then I want to expand off of that.
Ugh.
I want to
Don't expand. Don't expand. I want to expand all over his face. Yeah, no more expansion. No more expansion. Let's get that tyrannical tuck. That's a tyrannical tuck.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Yeah. Tuck it. Tuck it up.
I work with retards.
Okay, let's continue.
Explore gender again. That is so important to me.
Why?
And I'm more than a man. I'm not just male. I don't quite fit in that box. I can stand right next to it, but I'm not gonna go in because I don't fit. It's not quite right.
You don't fit. I mean, I know what it's like to not fit in a box. Yeah.
Stickers.
All right. Let's land this plane.
Girl is way over there, right? But I'm right here, right next to that. And I'm gonna explore. And I hope somebody understands. And I hope somebody has that same feeling because I think it's fairly common. And I see a lot of people with a similar experience, but we just don't know how to explain it.
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Another point for Alex Jones. Just put that in the boom. Just log it. Log that one. Any questions? Any questions before we move on? We're good? I know. And then, look, I know this podcast isn't for everyone. Because some people are going to be like, I watched it be in the show. We talked about business, talked about marketing, talked about entrepreneurship and all that. And then we wrap it up with mentally insane people. I know. I get it. I get it. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Well,
Took a turn.
I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
I need a fucking space heater. I am cold. I am cold in here. I need a heater. I'm fucking cold. I can't wait. I got to go outside and get some sun on my nips. It's fucking cold in here. All right, we got two more. This one's called Band-Aid Privilege. Oh, I know what's going to happen. Oh, I know what's going to happen. Because there's a white girl. Oh my God, Band-Aid privilege. You can talk about how the Band-Aids are light-skinned, and then black people have to wear light-skinned Band-Aids. You do know they make darker tone Band-Aids for people with melanin concentrations greater than retard, or greater than this one. I say retard because not that white people are retarded, but a lot of white people are retarded. And this fucking six head over here is retarded. These damn wiggers. Damn whiteys. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck whitey. All right, here we go.
3 really interesting things that I learned in the comments section of my video about white privilege. I highly suggest you take a look. It's an interesting chat down there.
No.
Number 1, people seem to be confused. Yes, you can be poor. You could be medically complex. You could be the hardest working person to ever exist.
You could be medically complex? Is that what we're talking now? You could be medically complex. Is that what it means to be on 20 medications, right? It's like you're not fat, you're horizontally challenged. You're not retarded, you're mentally ungifted. Yeah. You didn't commit suicide, you unalived yourself. You unalived yourself. Yeah, you could be you're not fat as fuck. You don't have type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and 20 boosters. You're just medically complex. Yes. Yes. I'm muscularly supersized, or I'm tragically untiny.
You could be the hardest working person to ever exist and you still benefit from white privilege.
Ooh.
It has nothing to do with something that you've done or that you haven't done. It's not about that. Let me give you a very basic example.
I'm curious as to why your hairline hates your eyebrows. What's with the segregation there? What's with the segregation? You know, your hair is thinning. We assume multiple boosters. You're pale. Like, you look like that girl from you look like that little from like Horton Hears a Who, right? She looks like a little Whoville, wherever they call him. God, this is so fucking dumb.
Done. It's not about that. Let me give you a very basic example. Band-Aid colors. You could walk into any store and find a Band-Aid in your skin tone. Not everybody can say that. Some people will have to order it online, go to a special store, or at minimum, a special section of the store.
Let me tell you a story about Band-Aids. Yeah, I put a Band-Aid on my skin. You can still see the Band-Aid. Whose skin tone is exactly the color of a Band-Aid? The Band-Aid is like pinkish brown. Like, whose skin color, like, you don't, yeah, I can't see the Band-Aid on the person. It's not like it's white. It's like a white Band-Aid. They make different Band-Aids, and they have ones with they have like Super Mario Band-Aids and Spider-Man. Like, they're different. Who cares? Are you bleeding? Cover it up. Who fucking cares what color it is? Why is gauze white? Oh my God.
That's just a very basic bare minimum example, right? It goes deeper than that. It goes into finances. It goes into where you live, what school you go to.
Vague without any proof or evidence or anything, but just saying things, just yapping, just absolute fucking like Yap City. Shut up.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
You do realize you could have not posted this and we wouldn't be making fun of you. So now you did. That's your fault.
There are privileges that exist and we don't know that they're there. We don't.
Ooh, boogeyman privileges. Boogeyman privileges. They're privileges that you didn't even know were there. I feel like Billy Madison. Did you know that you have a privilege? I have a privilege. You have a privilege. We all have a privilege. That's just the way it is. We always got the privileges. I'm sorry. Go on. Continue your privilege talk.
Chlorophyll? More like borophyll.
Don't even see them. We just benefit from them. So no, it has nothing to do with anything you did or didn't do. So no matter how poor, medically complex, or hardworking you are, you did not make that impact. It's just something that exists without you knowing it. And number two, people seem to think it's something that liberal.
Wait, what was number one? That was a lot. That was a big number one. That was a big number one. Who does number two work for?
Get in my belly!
All right, here we go.
Knowing it. And number two, people seem to think it's something that liberals are saying to like give you guilt again.
Yep, that's pretty much is. This is a fucking struggle session. To give you guilt again. Yeah, it is. It is. You got to be victimized. You can't have liberalism and Marxism. You can't have that without victims. You got to have an oppressed class. That's rule number one, to be honest. But
there's no reason to feel guilty about it. It's nothing you did or didn't do.
I don't feel guilty about anything. Why would I? I feel fucking great. I feel great.
It's not about feeling guilty.
It is. You're trying to make me feel guilty without making me feel guilty because you don't want to be a bad person for making me feel guilty. So you're not trying to make me feel guilty, but you want me to feel guilty. Got it. Continue.
It's about learning from it. It's about acknowledging it and educating yourself.
Struggle session. It's about educating yourself. It's about me doing the work. I have to do the work. I have to put in the work to undo my racism, my white supremacy.
Guilty. It's about learning from it. It's about acknowledging it and educating yourself and then being a better human and becoming an advocate to others. And
I got to be a virtue signaling twat. No, I reject that premise. You have to be an activist. You can't just be against racist. You have to be racism and bigotry. You have to be anti-racist. Join the cult. No, I will not. I will not eat your kale and picket and protest with Molotov cocktails and firearms and violence. I shall go to the fucking gym and eat steak and not be retarded. I declare. Hear ye.
Dismantling the system or lifting other people up.
Whoa, hold on. Let's go back.
Yourself and acknowledging it and educating.
It's about acknowledging and educating yourself.
And then being a better human.
And being a better human. I'm taking notes.
And becoming an advocate to.
Become an advocate. Cool. I got a lot of free time for that. Okay, become an advocate, a better human, educating and learning, about perceived slights and racism and microaggressions. Got it. Sounds like a good use of time.
others and dismantling the system or
I got also dismantle the system, and I have to lift other people up. I mean, they're fucking huge. Have you seen some of these fucking people? They're gigantic. How am I going to lift up these libtards? They're fucking huge. That's why I got to get so strong. I got to lift people up. Okay, continue.
lifting other people up. It's not about guilt.
You keep
using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You keep using that word guilt. You keep saying it's not about guilt, which it's about guilt. It's about guilt. It's not about guilt. It's not about guilt. No, we're not talking about guilt. No, you shouldn't. It's not about me. It's not about you feeling guilt. Guilt. Say the word. Say the word. Say the word. Say the word. Yeah, it's about guilt. It's exactly what it's about. It's literally exactly what it's about. It's not about guilt. Every single time, it's not about guilt. It's exactly about guilt. It's exactly about guilt. That's why white liberal women are the worst, because they're brainwashed to thinking like, oh my God, these poor people, we don't want them in our house, but look at the poor people and the homeless people and the black and brown people and the people that pick our crops and wipe the tables and clean out my shitter. Yeah, all those poor people that are my slaves. Oh, all those undocumented people that do the slave labor that I don't want to do. Oh my God, don't you feel bad for them? We shouldn't kick them we shouldn't send them back because they're criminals. Oh my, let's keep them there, because who's gonna mow my lawn? Who's gonna drive my child to school? But they're taking our slaves. Yeah, those are Democrats for you. Okay. But Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Republican. Continue.
Dismantling the system or lifting other people up. It's not about guilt. And number 3, people are getting it confused with white supremacy. They are two different things.
No one's confusing any of this with what you're saying.
It's not about guilt.
It's about guilt.
Number 3, people are getting it confused with white supremacy. They are two different things. White supremacy is this ideology that there is inherently a superior race.
This is just what racism is. Racism is generally thinking that your race or a race is superior. So they're just picking white supremacy. There's black supremacy, Asian supremacy. Like, you know what's the weirdest thing? Like, the only people, when I say people, the only people that are not allowed to have an opinion about anything, even when it's correct, are, I guess, lighter skinned, lower melanin concentrated people. Melanin deprived. I am melanin compromised. I am offended. Yeah, like, did you guys know that every other race loves each other? Did you guys know that Spanish, like Latin people, and Asians, they love black people? Did you know that? Did you know that, like, Paraguay and Uruguay and Argentina, and like, they all get along great? Did you know that no other country, like, no one hates each other anywhere? Indians are not racist at all. Asians aren't racist. Do you guys know that? No one else is racist. Just those mean old whiteys. No. Black people aren't racist at all. Have you ever spent time anywhere else? Have you ever talked to anyone? Have you ever been around any of these fucking cultures? The way other cultures and other races talk about one another, you'll be begging for white supremacy. You'll be like, it just makes it like, yeah, Indians are racist to one another. Like, it's all like caste system. Like, you look down on people. It's like, what are you talking about? Right? Like, oh my God, white people, white supremacy, and hate black and brown people. Asians are like, hold my beer. All right. Here we go.
That is not what this is. This is not a superior race. This is acknowledging the systems that are already in place that give advantages that we may or may not even see.
Boogeyman, keep on pointing to something that doesn't exist. Keep on pointing to some vagary, just fear-mongering. We may not even see it. Where is it? It's hiding. I know you have. It just reminds me of Inglourious Bastards. I want to mean it's just like, with his big old pipe, he goes, you've hiding advantages under your floorboards, are you not? You are hiding perceived slights under your floorboards, or you're not.
And it's just putting a label on it, educating yourself, and being a better human, y'all. Just, we can do better. But that comment section, man, that was interesting stuff. Learned a lot.
Said nothing. That's why I said nothing. Notice how nothing was said the entire video. Nothing particular, nothing, just like vague. We may or may not see it. It's just educating. It's just educating yourself. It's just 30 lashes, right? They want you to take out like the fucking whip and like beat yourself and just flog yourself. That's what they mean by educating yourself. They want you to publicly just like fucking slap yourself across the dick and whip yourself and cry about shit that doesn't exist. I mean, it only exists because the racists on the left just can't shut the fuck up about race. They have nothing else. It's obvious. It's obvious. This is funny as shit. Here we go. Let's watch this. Funny. Funny time?
What's in the box?
Funny? You guys want a funny? Let's watch this one. This one's called Doing It. Like having the wookie, putting the pee-pee in the biotwat. This is Doing It with a British person. What Americans think doing it with a British person is like. Yeah, I'm so glad I came across this again recently.
Oh, that's some lovely stuff, my governor. Now, make sure you get your frogs born inside the peas pudding this time. I want to have me an 8th child. The rest of mine all died down the biscuit mill. Now, go on, my son. Oh, you blew me teapot already. No worries, let's have a sing-song. And when the old chips came in, then we all danced round and praised the king.
Let's have a sing-song. Fucking horrifying. That's exactly what it's like doing it the British person. But she has better teeth. So, the biscuit mill. Let's have a sing-song. Holy shit. Would you like some tea and crumpets? This reminds me of Wallace and Gromit. Would you like some tea and crumpets? Let's have a sing-song. Wow, where do you go? Let's wrap this show up because holy crap. All right, we got a Swole card. It is Circle of Lift. Oh, look at Copernicus over here. Oh, sweet Mr. Mustard Man. Oh, he's a poppers. Oh, he's a poppers. These are good poppers. These are good poppers. These are meats. And he's angry. He gets angry. You ready? Watch him be so aggressive. Ready? Yeah. Mr. Meats. There we have the Mustard Man. Very cute. Thank you for your service, Luther. Mr. Mustard. Johannes Tanti, the Tainty Man. Good boy. Good Mustard. Rufus, the sweet, sweet boy. Let's give away today's Swole card. We have Circle of Lift. Without further ado, it's the Circle of Taint. When we find our games in the path unwinding, we are lifting the Circle of Lift. Today it is Candyman. Say it 3 times and make some sick fucking gains. Oh, Candyman 156. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3562 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. All right.
And that's the way, I like it.
Your soft, flat triangle that the world never zooms in on.
That the world never zooms in on. Your soft, flat triangle that the world never zooms in on.
Every word of it was absolutely true.
All right. Congratulations, Candy. Monsieur Candy. Congratulations. I need some Django clips. Holy. Oh. It's around lunchtime. Are you guys eating? We're going to do a throwback. Do not eat. Do not eat. jump scare. We're doing this one because it's gross. Got to do it. It's got to be done. No, we're doing it. We're doing it. You've been warned. Yeah.
Cheesecake. Apple pie. Chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, heart disease. Diabetes. Early death.
Yo. I like the way you jigga jigga, jigga jigga.
Oh! That gorilla has seen the city of Zinj.
Oh, man.
So I'll take the tea without the covert diabetes delivery mechanism, please.
Well. Wow. Let's see. Papa Swole, please talk about Iran. Bomb, Iran. Bomb. I'm just kidding. Too soon? Too soon? All right. Okay. All right. Settle down. All right. I'll be here all week. Literally, we got podcasts coming tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. A palate cleanser. That was a palate cleanser. Double? Do we have calls for a double palate cleanser? That was a palate cleanser. That was not a palate cleanser. All right. Fair enough. One more. Another one. You know what, PK? Another one, Papa, don't do us like that. You're assuming that it's going to be better. That's your assumption. And you chose poorly. Let's do this one. I think we've done it again. Okay, who knows?
Do I look like a boy or a girl? Me.
I think you're a boy. Sick burn.
No, I'm a girl.
Okay.
What do you think you look like?
Sorry.
No. Just ugly.
Speak for yourself.
Look at him, he's so mean. Do I look like a boy or girl? He's telling me I'm a man.
I wonder why.
He thinks it's funny.
He thinks it's funny because it's retarded. That's why he's laughing, because he's like, these fucking people are insane. All right, fam. We're not getting a winner. We're not getting a... There's no such thing as a palate cleanser. We're done. You're done. You're done. We're not doing this anymore. You're done.
There's something wrong with you. You're certainly not.
You're certainly not very good. Fam, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for 3563. Appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the fam, Swolenormousx.com. Share the podcast with your friends. Long one today, went super deep. So if you know anyone that likes to go super deep, maybe they would like this show. I don't know. It's a tough share. I understand. But I appreciate your time and attention. I know there's a lot of stuff to look and laugh at and watch, but you should really just be doing two things: banging your eye holes and ear holes with the Daily Swole and going to the fucking gym. So go forth and make gains. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swole. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.